Or they'll be investing in an air-conditioned press box at some point. Welcome to JC Park as we get set for a little Dairyland League Small Division baseball as the Rib Lake Osprey coming to town to take on the Medford Moondogs. Excuse me, I completely blanked out there for a second. Go through the starting lineups here real quick, starting with the Rib Lake Osprey. Austin Ewan will lead things off. He's in center field. Levi Ewan, the shortstop, bats second. Austin Edwards, the pitcher, bats third. Steve Mann, the catcher, fourth. Bryant Kniesny in left field, bats fifth. Joe Frombach, the second baseman, bats sixth. Luke Blomberg in right field, bats seventh. Scott Heckman, the first baseman, bats eighth. Andrew Mann at third base. He bats in the number 9 spot. For the Medford Moondogs, Gavin Fuchs will lead things off. He is in left field. Josh Turner is the catcher. He bats second. Trent Clem is at second base. He bats third. Brett Paul is your pitcher. He bats fourth. Roy Stinson at short bats fifth. Austin Davies, third base, bats sixth. Is that one? Catches those. Oh, no, we're still getting warm-up tosses in, throwing down. Davies. Gage Hansen in right field, bats seventh. Jacob Mataka at first base, bats eighth. And Peyton Gillis, the center fielder, bats in the number 9 spot. As we are ready to go, Brett Paul into his wind in the first pitch. Shows bunt, a little low for inside for a ball, 1-0. On a warm day here, 88 first pitch temperature here. That one's going to be hit in the air. Right to Gage Hansen, first out of the inning. Hit it hard. Right to the right fielder, first out of the inning. And that'll bring Levi Ewan to the plate. First pitch to Ewan. Just misses the outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Paul back into his wind, the pitch. Ken just missing that outside corner, 2-0. The wind, the pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. This one might be trouble. That one is back. That's going to bounce right in front of the fence. Ewan turning first. He will be in standing with a double. And that will bring the pitcher, Austin Edwards, to the plate. Paul, long look back at second. The pitch. Off the inside. 1-0. Sets. The pitch. On the ground, right towards us. 1-1. Nice play there by Jacob Mataka off the bounce off the fence. Sun comes back out. We'll be fighting with it a little bit here till it gets behind the trees across the road there, as that one's going to be fouled back and out of play. 1-2. Paul will come set. The kick and the pitch. On the outside corner, strike three looking. Edwards doesn't agree with that one, 2 down. And that'll bring Steve Mann to the plate. Longtime catcher for the Osprey. Paul comes set. The pitch. High and tight, well brought back down by Josh Turner, the catcher. Paul looks back at second. The pitch. High for a ball, 2-0. Brett Paul, another long look back at second. The pitch. Stays up high again, 3-0. Paul. The kick, the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, 3-1. Sets. The pitch. High ball 4. So Steve Mann draws the walk. First and second, 2 outs for Bryant Kniesny. Paul looks in. He'll come set. The pitch. High, just tips away. Neither runner will advance. 1-0. Looking in the pitch. On the outside corner, 1-1. Youth tournament done for the day. Believe they are back out here tomorrow. They kick the pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. It's going to be trouble. Long run coming in, settling under it is Peyton Gillis. He will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Osprey get a couple on. They leave them stranded. We head to the bottom of the first. It will be Fuchs, Turner, Clem due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Clinner Insurance, we know you want to protect your business. The Clinner Insurance team will help you choose the insurance package and plan that fits you and your business. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your business is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not going to make friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
We go to the bottom of the first. Fuchs, Turner, Clem due up for the Moondogs. Wind and the pitch. Big cut and a miss, strike one. 0-1. The pitch. Slow curve drops in for a strike, 0-2. The wind and the pitch. Popped up. Foul territory. Can't quite make the catch. It's a fair ball. Now they're going to talk about it. And they're going to call a foul. The pitch. Missed for a ball, 1-2. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. First out of the inning. And that'll bring Josh Turner to the plate. Still plenty of space for you here if you want to come down, enjoy a little bit of baseball on this warm evening. The wind and the pitch. Fouled back, strike one. Temperatures permitting, tomorrow we'll have a baseball doubleheader from Whittlesea as the Whittlesea Reds play host to the Minocqua Wood Ducks. 2 7-inning games starting at 1 o'clock, but looking at the forecast, as that one is going to just miss the low inside corner, 1-1. Looking at the forecast, not 100% sure we're going to be able to get that in. Once it gets over 90, we start running into some issues with the equipment, just not able to handle it. The brilliance of making electronics that are heat sensitive black. The kick, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. And that's not even talking about me sitting out in the sun for 4 hours in the heat. I might be worse than the equipment when it comes to taking the heat. The pitch. Right at the knees, strike three, looking 2 down. And that'll bring Trent Clem to the plate. First pitch drops a little bit low on that breaking ball, 1-0. The wind and the pitch. Off the inside, 2-0. Into his wind, the pitch. Catches the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. That wind picks up, it cools it off just a little bit. Well off the outside, 3-1. Wind, pitch. That's going to be hit hard on the ground, through at third. Clem will reach. Oh, hitter's still intact. That is going to be an error. As Brett Paul will come to the plate. The wind by Brett Paul. Wind to Brett Paul, and that one misses off the inside for a ball from Austin Edwards. 1-0. Little roller up the line, foul. 1-1. The kick, the pitch. High for a ball, 2-1. Way out in front. 2-2. Edwards will come set. The kick, the pitch. Just got a piece of that one. Stays alive. Edwards will come set. The kick, the pitch. On the ground, foul. Edwards climbs back up on the mound. Sets the kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. The error is left stranded. We go to the top of the second. Frombach, Blomberg, Heckman, 6, 7, 8 due up for the Osprey when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC. How do you know if you need new tires? Well, if you don't have one of these, let me show you a simple trick. Reach into your pocket, grab out a penny, and let's measure it up. If you can see the top of Abraham Lincoln's head, maybe it's time for new tires. Stop on into Wheeler Chevrolet and we'll get you covered.
Welcome back. Brett Paul onto the mound for his second inning of work. He will face Joe Frombach. Kicking the first pitch. Right on that outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Top two. Here has Paul back into his wind and the pitch. High outside corner of the strike zone. 0-2. Paul into his wind and the pitch. Low and off the outside, 1-2. Paul into his wind and the pitch. Little chopper right back to Brett Paul. Toss to first in time, 1 away. One down, and that'll bring Luke Blomberg to the plate. Brett Paul into his wind. And the pitch. Tips that one back. Strike one. Paul takes his time on the mound. Into that slow wind of the pitch. High and tight. Blomberg had to duck out of the way of that one. 1-1. And they want a new baseball. Paul. The big kick in the pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. Center field, playable. The catch is made. Gillis gets to that one. Second out of the inning, and that'll bring Scott Heckman to the plate. The wind by Paul in the pitch. Just missing that outside corner for a ball, 1-0. Kick and the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-0. The wind. The pitch. That's going to be hit hard on the ground. Smothered at short. Throw to first is in time. And that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Stinson, Davis, Hansen due up for Medford when we come back right here on Sports on Focus. We go to the bottom of the second. 0-0 ball game, just the one hit, and a walk and an error in the other half. So, Roy Stinson to lead things off. First pitch fouls it back. Edwards into his wind the pitch. Little roller to third. Takes a hop, long throw, in time, one away. One out. And that'll bring Austin Davies to the plate. The wind by Edwards in the pitch. Off the inside for a ball, 1-0. The wind, the pitch. In the zone for a strike, 1-1. The wind. That one's going to be hit in the air. In the gap, long run. The catch cannot be made. That one's going to drop in. Luke Blomberg mad at himself for that one, but Davies is going to reach. We're going to give him the single on that one. One down. Runner at first for Gage Hansen. Sets. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one, 0-1. Drops that one on the outside corner, 0-2. Sets. The pitch. Fouled back and out of play. Stays 0-2. Looks at a couple looks at first. The pitch. Low for a ball, 1-2. The pitch. Off the inside. 2-2. Get just that little bit of a breeze. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Second out of the inning. We go now to Jacob Ataka, the number 8 hitter. When that breeze does come, it is almost comfortable out today. Lays off. Ball one. The look, the kick, the pitch. Off the inside, 2-0. Edwards. The pitch. That's going to be hit hard on the ground. That's going to find its way through a base hit. Blomberg thought about coming up shooting. Couldn't quite get it. Maybe had a chance at Davies at second. First and second for Peyton Gillis, the number 9 hitter. Time called. Steve Mann going to go out and talk with Austin Edwards. Maybe seeing something out there they can exploit. Sets. The pitch. Drops that one in the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. The kick and the pitch. Fouled back. Strike two. Sets. The kick. The pitch. Off the inside. 1-2. Sets. The kick from Edwards in the pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. Center field, playable. The catch is made, and that'll end the inning. Couple base hits. Left stranded. We go to the top of the third. 9-1-2. Andrew Mann. Yuan. Due up for the Osprey when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Our experience in the RVA has been wonderful. The teachers are extremely supportive, and Simon really seems to enjoy it and is making friends, and he's more socially active now than he was in a traditional school.
Something I want other kids to know is that even though it seems like you're not going to make friends, you actually are. I like how the RVA provides an environment that more suited to my needs.
With 100 years of working experience, the team at Century 21 Dairyland Realty are ready to help you. Whether you're looking for a new home, recreation land, or a place to start your new business, the team at Century 21 Dairyland Realty are ready to help you. Stop into either of their convenient locations on West Broadway Avenue in Medford or North 4th Street in Abbotsford, or find them online at c21dairyland.com to find out more. Century 21 Dairyland Realty, a proud supporter of local athletics. Number 9 hitter Andrew Mann to lead things off here for the Rib Lake Osprey here in the top of the third. Mann, Austin Yuan, Levi Yuan due up. Brett Paul into his wind in the first pitch. Bunt laid down. It's a good one. Throw to first, though, is in time. First out of the inning. And that brings us back to the top of the order. And Austin Yuan hit a hard liner right to Gage Hansen, his first time up. The wind and the pitch. High and off the outside for a ball, 1-0. Paul. Wind and the pitch. High and off the outside for a ball, 2-0. Coming back. High and off the outside, 3-0. Paul. Kick in the pitch. Ball 4. 1 out walk. That'll bring Levi Yuan to the plate. Doubled his first time up. He is 1 for 1. He has the lone hit for the Osprey here today. See if they put Levi in motion here. They do not. That one's going to be hit in the air. This is going to be trouble. Long run. The catch is made. Coming up, they will not make a play on Austin. Two down. That'll bring Austin Edwards to the plate. Ball, the pitch is a strike. The throw is late. Austin Yuan steals second. Paul looks back at second. Now we'll toe the rubber. The pitch. Misses the high inside corner, 1-1. Sets. The pitch. Right into the zone for a strike, 1-2. Sets. Long look back at second. The pitch. That's going to be hit on a line. That's going to get down a base hit. They will send E1. The throw will not be made, and Rib Lake is on the board. RBI single for Austin Edwards. Big 2-out base hit there. Now it's Steve Mann. Sets. The pitch. Catches the high inside corner. Don't have the best view from down here. The pitch. Strike two, went around. Paul. The pitch. That's going to be hit on a line. That's going to find its way through the infield base hit. Two on for Bryant Kniesny. Flew out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. Big cut and a miss, strike one. Brett Paul looking back. The pitch. Little roller up the third base side. Steps on the bag, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Osprey get a run. We head to the bottom of the third. Top of the order for the Moondogs when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
You know that nearly 3/4 of teens feel uncertain about their personal finances, yet a whopping 73% have expressed a strong desire to learn more. At MSCCU, we're thrilled to announce our new partnership with Greenlight, a financial tool designed for kids and teens. Give your kids the confidence they need for a secure financial future. Enroll them in the Greenlight platform for free today. Enjoy features like parental controls, engaging educational tools, and a safe space for learning about saving, spending, and earning money. Empower your child with financial wisdom. Sign up for a free Greenlight account today.
First pitch, swing and a miss from Gavin Fuchs. Struck out swinging his first time up here in the bottom of the third. 1-0 ball game. Wind by Edwards the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. 0-2. Edwards. The kick in the pitch. Chopper on the ground. Fielded at second. Throw to first is in time, one away. 4-3 on the putout. First out of the inning, and that'll bring Josh Turner to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. The kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. 0-1. Edwards right back into his wind in the pitch. Just missed the low inside corner, 1-1. Coming back. Just missing the low outside corner, 2-1. The wind, the pitch. Hit him. So the hit by a pitch puts a batter on with one out for Trent Clem. First pitch. On the inside corner for a strike, 0-1. Sets. The pitch. Catches the zone for a strike, 0-2. Edwards. The pitch. Low and off the outside, 1-2. The pitch, runner goes. Swing and a miss, strike three. The throw is high. So the runner steals. Turner steals second. And that's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring Brett Paul to the plate, struck out swinging his first time up. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. Drops in for a strike, 0-1. The kick, the pitch. A little bit high for a ball. 1-1. Coming back. Off the inside, 2-1. Kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. 2-2. Edwards. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that will end the inning. The hit player is left stranded. We go to the top of the fourth. Fromblach, Blomberg, Heckman due up for Rib Lake when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Looking to harness the power of the sun and save on your energy costs? With Marshfield Medical Center Credit Union Solar Loan, you can go solar without the burden of paying interest on the full amount from the start. Here's how it works. Instead of financing everything up front, we disperse loans when requested by your solar installer. If you're waiting on your installer, you won't pay interest during the wait. By taking advantage of this flexible payment option, you could save on unnecessary interest charges. Visit mmccu.com/solar to learn more today.
Waiting for our catcher, who had to gear up. We are back here at JC on Monday, weather permitting. It is Senior Legion Baseball. Medford taking on Rib Lake. Still checking. Exact start time for that one is up in the air. Then we're back here, except on the small field on Wednesday, as the Medford Legion softball team plays host to Marshfield. So lots of sports action. Then Friday we are in Abbotsford, little home and home series for in the Dairyland Large. It is Abbotsford and Whittlesea. They play in Abbotsford at 7 o'clock on Friday night. Then they play in Whittlesea on Sunday at 1 o'clock. So we'll have both those games as well. Plus maybe squeeze in a Saturday game. We'll take a look if there's any games being made up that Saturday. Had some rainouts. As Brett Paul gets himself set. And we are ready to go with Joe Frombach. Paul. Into his wind in the first pitch. Check swing, strike anyway, 0-1. The wind and the pitch. That one's going to be chopped on the ground. To second, pick, throw in time. One away. And that'll bring Luke Blomberg to the plate. Paul into his wind in the pitch. Drops that curveball in for a strike, 0-1. The wind, the pitch. Popped, foul towards us. That one looked for a second like it might be coming under the tent at us. Might have to go grab my glove out of the car. Paul into his wind, the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Might actually tip that one into the glove, 2 down. And that'll bring Scott Heckman to the plate. Grounded out his first time up, he's 0-1. The wind and the pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0. Paul, the wind and the pitch. Cross for a strike, 1-1. Paul into his wind, the pitch. That's going to be hit on a line. That's going to get down a base hit. Scott Heckman reaches. 2-out base hit. I was putting hits in the wrong spot. That would explain some things. There we go. And that will bring Andrew Mann to the plate. Sets. The pitch. Off the outside for a ball, 1-0. Paul, the pitch. Right on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Sets. The pitch. Roller up the line, just foul. 1-2. Swap baseballs. Paul will come set. The pitch. High for a ball, 2-2. Paul. The pitch. That's going to be a little flare right to second, and that'll end the inning. The base hit is left stranded. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Stinson, Davis, Hansen due up for Medford when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
At Clinner Insurance, we know you want to protect your business. The Clinner Insurance team will help you choose the insurance package and plan that fits you and your business. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your business is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC. How do you know if you need new tires? Well, if you don't have one of these, let me show you a simple trick. Reach into your pocket, grab out a penny, and let's measure it up. If you can see the top of Abraham Lincoln's head, maybe it's time for new tires. Stop on into Wheeler Chevrolet and we'll get you covered.
Edwards into his wind, the first pitch, swing and a miss, strike one, 0-1. On Roy Stinson, grounded out his first time up. He's made some good plays in center field today. The wind, the pitch. Chopper on the ground. Slow roll, throw to first in time, one away. That infield grass is killing anything that touches it. As that'll bring Austin Davies to the plate. Singled his last time up. He is 1 for 1. Kick in the pitch. Drops in for a strike, 0-1. The wind, the pitch. On the outside corner, 0-2. Fouled back. Stays to 0-2. Edwards into his wind, the pitch. Gets him swinging. That is the second out of the inning. That one looked awkward. He had him fooled. And that'll bring Gage Hansen to the plate. Struck out swinging his first time up. That is now 7 strikeouts for Austin Edwards. Edwards into his wind, the pitch. Ooh. Strike one. The edges of the zone have fluctuated a bit tonight. The pitch. That one's high for a ball, 1-1. The wind by Edwards in the pitch. Popped up. Edwards right out in front, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Moondogs. We go to the top of the 5th, top of the order for the Osprey when we come back right here on Sports on Focus. Welcome back. We go to the top of the 5th. Austin Yuan, Levi Yuan, Austin Edwards. Due up for the Osprey. 1-0 ball game. Both pitchers have been dominant. You look, 2 strikeouts for Brett Paul, only 4 hits, the 1 run, 2 walks. Austin Edwards has not given up a run. 2 hits, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Throw down, and Austin Yuan will dig in. Hard line out and a walk. He is 0 for 1. Temperatures dropped already down to 83. Oh, it's only 83 now. Edwards, or Paul into his wind the pitch. That one's going to be rolled on the ground. Too short. Pick there. Throw to first. Help. Does hold the bag, I think. He does. First out of the inning. And that'll bring Levi Yuan to the plate. A double and a flyout. He is 1 for 2. The wind, the pitch. High and tight for a ball, 1-0. The kick and the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-0. The wind, the pitch, fouled back. 2-1. They kick the pitch. Catches the zone for a strike, 2-2. Paul, the wind, the 2-2. Low for a ball. Full count. The kick, the pitch, fouled back, stays alive, gets up to that high fastball. The wind. Another full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. And that'll bring Austin Edwards to the plate. He singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. The wind and the pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. This one might be trouble. That's going to drop in for a base hit. 2-out single for Austin Edwards. And that will bring Steve Mann to the plate. A walk and a single. He's 1 for 1. Time called. Clean up home plate. Comes that. The pitch. Hit him. Steve Mann he's turning down the hit by pitch. Ball 1. He wants to swing. Has been a while. I don't think I've ever seen that. The pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. Center field. Playable. The catch is made, and that'll end the inning. Well, sometimes you see something new, and there it is there. Steve Mann turns down the hit by pitch to keep swinging and ends up hitting one far, but not far enough. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It'll be Mataka, Gillis, Fuchs. 8-9-1 due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Winter Insurance of Northern Wisconsin is your qualified, experienced team for custom insurance packages for your vehicle, your home, and your family. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your family is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Bottom of the 5th, and I just realized that number's in the wrong spot too. Holy cow. I did not have a good start to this one. 1-0 Rib Lake here in the bottom of the 5th. I blame the heat. The wind, the pitch. Called strike at the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. Austin Edwards into his wind, the pitch. Little off the outside, 1-1. Kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First out of the inning. And that'll bring Peyton Gillis to the plate. Fly out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. The wind, the pitch. Off the outside for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. Tipped foul. 1-2. The wind by Edwards, and the pitch stays up a little bit high. 2-2. The wind, the pitch. Chopper on the ground. Second, bit of a bobble. They can't make the play. That is going to be an error. Second error on Rib Lake. 1-out base runner for Gavin Fuchs. Couple strikeout and a ground out. He is 0 for 2. The pitch. High, goes all the way to the backstop. Runner will end up at second. Edwards. The pitch. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. That's 75 pitches thrown by Austin Edwards. No firm pitch counts, but 100 is usually what you get. The pitch. Fouled back. 1-2. Edwards. Pickoff play, nothing doing. That one's going to be hit on a line. That one's going to get through. They will hold the runner. First and third, 1 out. Now Medford suddenly in a little bit of business here. Tying run at third for Josh Turner. Strikeout was hit by a pitch. He is 0 for 1. Edwards comes set, the pitch. Catches the zone for a strike, 0-1. Edwards will come set. Pickoff play, nothing doing. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. 0-2. The pitch. Chop foul. Stays 0-2. Scott Heckman tracks it down. Edwards. The pitch, runner goes. Chopper up the line, foul. Sets. The pitch. Chopped out in front of the plate. They're going to go. They're not going to go home. They got no play. Everybody's safe. And we are tied. Still only one out for Trent Clem. The pitch. Fouled back. Edwards. The pitch. That one's going to be hit up the line. Foul ball. Oh and 2. Edwards. The pitch. Little roller up the third baseline. It's going to be a tough play. Barehand throw. It's wide. Now they got to throw back to second. Not in time. Another infield single. And the bases are loaded with one out. So they're going to bring the corners in. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. The pitch. Misses off the outside. 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Into his wind, the pitch. Fouled back. Stays 1-2. Edwards. Long look in, into his wind. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Big second out of the inning. And that'll bring Roy Stinson to the plate. A couple ground outs for him. He is 0 for 2. Edwards. Into his wind and the pitch. High and off the outside for a ball, 1-0. Kick in the pitch. Off the outside, 2-0. The wind, the pitch. Off the inside, 3-0. Kick, the pitch. Caught the inside corner for a strike. Stinson was taken all the way. He was already stepping out. Edwards into his wind, the pitch. Ball 4, Medford has the lead. Bases loaded, walk will bring Austin Davies to the plate. One for 2, he singled his first time up. The pitch. Drops in for a strike, 0-1. Davies into his wind, the pitch. Whoa, got him looking foolish on that one. That breaking ball, 0-2. Chance for Edwards to get out of this without any further damage. The pitch off the outside, 1-2. The wind, the pitch. Little roller up the first base line. It's foul. Edwards and the base umpire, I think, swapping baseballs. The wind by Edwards in the pitch. Chopper on the ground. Toss to third is in time. And that'll end the inning. But not before Medford gets two. They have the lead 2-1 as we go to the 6th. It will be Kniesny, Frombach, Blomberg due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
I absolutely feel that Tiger Lily is getting a great education with RVA. She is challenged and she's not bored. She enjoys her classwork.
I love the teachers. The teachers are the best part. My teachers are very friendly and they're easy to reach out to when I need help with an assignment. The teachers are always there when you need help.
What I love about RVA is the flexibility first, but second is that Tiger Lily is so happy with this school, with her teachers, and with what she's learning. It's awesome.
Winter Insurance of Northern Wisconsin is your qualified, experienced team for custom insurance packages for your vehicle, your home, and your family. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your family is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC. How do you know if you need new tires? Well, if you don't have one of these, let me show you a simple trick. Reach into your pocket, grab out a penny, and let's measure it up. If you can see the top of Abraham Lincoln's head, maybe it's time for new tires. Stop on into Wheeler Chevrolet and we'll get you covered.
Brett Paul back out with a lead now, 2-1. Medford leading Rib Lake. Brian Kniesny to lead things off. Paul into his wind in the pitch. A little bit high for a ball, 1-0. As we approach 9 o'clock here, the pitch popped up on the infield. Clem back makes the catch, first out of the inning. One down, and that'll bring Joe Frombach to the plate. Couple ground outs for him. He's 0 for 2. Paul Into his wind, the pitch. Say he went. 0-1. The wind. The pitch. Check swing. That time he did check it. 1-1. Paul. Into his wind, the pitch. In the dirt. 2-1. Paul. Looks in. Into his wind and the pitch. Catches the plate for a strike. 2-2. Paul nods yes. Into his wind. The pitch. That was going to be hit on the ground. Goes under the glove at short. Joe Frombach will reach on the error. And that will bring Luke Blomberg to the plate. 0-2. So that's the pitch. Popped up. Foul territory. That's going to go over the top of us. Oh, that sounded expensive. I hope they went to Clinner Insurance for their car insurance. That'll make sure that's all covered. You need help with your car insurance or any other insurance needs, check them out online, clinnerinsurance.com. The pitch just misses the inside corner. 1-1. That's 75 now for Brett Paul. Allison Edwards has thrown exactly 100. Don't have pitch count rules in the Dairyland, but you can always keep an eye on those numbers. The pitch. Called at the knees. 1-2. That breaking ball from Brett Paul. If he can go deep in this one, that will be a huge boom for the Moondogs. The pitch. That's going to be sliced foul. Over a truck. 1-2. Someone's vehicle making some noises. Paul will come set. The pitch. Off the outside. 2-2. Paul. The pitch. Fouled back again. Wind. The pitch. Low and off the outside again. Full count. Paul. Come set. The full count pitch. It's going to be chopped on the ground. Foul. Paul looks in again. Another full count pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. And that'll bring Scott Heckman to the plate. A ground out and a single. He is 1 for 2. Paul will come set. The pitch. Low and off the outside, pops away. Runner advancing. The throw is late. Frombach will take second. Brett Paul. Sets. The pitch. Low for a ball. 2-0. The pitch. Low for a ball. 3-0. Brett Paul. The pitch. Catches the outside corner for a strike. 2-1. That's going to be hit in the air. Giving chase. That is going to drop in foul. Full count. Sets. The pitch. Fouled back again. Brett Paul getting some mud out of his shoe. Back up on the mound. He'll come set. Another full count pitch. Fouled back again. That one's going to be hit on the line. Catch is made in center field, and that'll end the inning. Rib Lake gets a base runner on, but they leave it stranded. We go to the bottom of the sixth, bottom of the order for the Moondogs. When we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
I splooshed my phone in the road crater? Am I covered or no?
Well, hey Carm, you're never gonna believe this. A sturgeon just hit my Chevy. Am I covered or no?
Interesting. And yes.
Hey bud, I had a couple 30 packs explode in my garage. Am I covered or no?
I've been there before, bud. It's a sad day.
Oh, what a beautiful day. Oh, ever eat a brat and drive?
Edwards out for another inning of, at least to start the inning. He's thrown 100 pitches already. He'll face 7, 8, 9 here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch. Swing and a miss from Gage Hansen, 0-1. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two, 0-2. The pitch. A low outside corner, strike 3 looking, first out of the inning. And that'll bring Jacob Mataka to the plate. A single and a strikeout. He's 1 for 2. First pitch misses for a ball. The wind, the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-0. The pitch. Low for a ball, 3-0. The wind, the pitch. Cross for a strike, 3-1. Coming back. Late call on that one, full count. Home plate umpire had to think about that one for a second. The wind, the pitch. Check swing, ball 4. Mataka takes the walk. And that'll bring Peyton Gillis to the plate. Fly out and reach an error. Some interwall players here playing the role of hecklers. Edwards, first pitch. Swing and a miss from Gillis, 0-1. Misses for a ball, 1-1. The pitch. Just a little bit high. 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2. The kick, the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3 looking, second out of the inning. That is now 11 strikeouts for Austin Edwards. The wind, the pitch. Off the inside for a ball to Gavin Fuchs, 1-0. Strikeout, ground out, single. He is 1 for 3. Edwards, the pitch. Off the outside, 2-0. The kick, the pitch. Popped up. Foul and out of play. 2-1. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. On the outside corner, 2-2. Rib Lake will have 9-1-2 in the top of the 7th. Edwards, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The walk is left stranded. We go to that top of the 7th. Andrew Mann, Austin Yuan, Levi Yuan due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Clinner Insurance of Northern Wisconsin is your qualified, experienced team for custom insurance packages for your vehicle, your home, and your family. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your family is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and we're now celebrating 60 years in business, serving the areas of Marshfield, Medford, Merrill, Abbotsford, Wisconsin Rapids, and Coloma, where we have both new and used vehicles. We look forward to earning your business.
Andrew Mann to lead things off here for Rib Lake. They trail 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. The wind by Brett Paul. And the pitch. Drops in for a strike, 0-1. Paul. Wind again, and the pitch. Fouled back, 0-2. Paul. Into his wind. Coming back. Low for a ball. 1-2. Paul. Coming back. Strike 3 looking. First out of the inning. That'll bring Austin Yu onto the plate. 0 for 2, does have a walk. Time call. Some confusion on the signs, it looks like. So Josh Turner is going to come out and have a quick chat with Brett Paul. Paul. Into his wind, the pitch. Bunt shown, strike. Rib Lake dugout getting a little feisty here. The wind by Brett Paul and the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 0-2. The pitch. Off the inside. 1-2. High for a ball. 2-2. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. That'll bring Levi Yu onto the plate. He doubled, 1 for 3. Kick in the pitch. Right at the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. The wind, the pitch. Stays up high for a ball, 1-1. The pitch. That one just missed, 2-1. Paul, the kick, the pitch. On the inside corner, 2-2. The wind by Brett Paul. And the pitch. Low for a ball. 3-2. That's 104 now for Brett Paul as we get a little visitor. Brett Paul into his wind. The full count pitch. Off the outside, ball 4. Base runner for Rib Lake for Austin Edwards. Getting one batter ahead in the lineup. Edwards singles his last 2 times up. See if they put Levi Yuan in motion. He's not. Now he takes his lead. Paul sets. The pitch. That's going to be fouled back and out of play. Strike 1. 2-3-4 for Medford in the bottom of the 7th. Yuan takes his lead. He's going. Time called. Edwards called time. Yuan takes his lead. The pitch. Little chopper on the ground, too short. Throw to first, pulls him off the bag. Runner's safe. Levi Yuan is going to end up at third. Tying run 90 feet away for Steve Mann. So Steve Mann will dig in. 1 for 2, a walk and a single. The pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Sets. The pitch. Off the outside, 1-1. Sets. The pitch. Checks his swing. Are they going to? Did not go. 2-1. High 3-1. Big pitch here. Paul. The pitch. Catches the knee for a strike, full count. Austin Edwards will be off on the pitch. Paul. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 4, bases loaded for Bryant Kniesny. 0 for 3 today. Did reach hitting into a fielder's choice. The pitch. Low and off the outside for a ball, 1-0. The pitch. That's going to be hit on a line. Picked at short. The throw is in time, and that'll end the inning. Rib Lake loads the bases. They can't get a run across. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Turner, Clem, Paul due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus. Bottom 7, 2-1 Medford. Josh Turner to lead things off. 1 for 2. Pitch across for a strike. Oh and 1. Edwards back into his wind the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2, 0 and 2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, the ball is dropped. Throw down to first. In time. First out of the inning, and that'll bring Trent Clem to the plate. Wind in the pitch. Catches the zone for a strike, 0-1. That one's going to be a little flare. Shortstop is there, makes the catch, second out of the inning. Two down, and that'll bring Brett Paul to the plate. 3 strikeouts, he's 0 for 3. Looking to avoid the golden sombrero. That one's going to be rocketed into left field, a base hit. His first hit of the game. Roy Stinson, 0 for 2. Pitch across for a strike, 0 and 1. The kick, the pitch. Fouled back, 0 and 2. The pitch. Fouled off. Stinson digs back in. The kick, the pitch. Stays up high. Edwards. The wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That will end the inning. We go to the top of the 8th. Frombach, Blomberg, Heckman due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
I know that I can handle schooling my children because RVA provides the tools that I need. The RVA has adjusted curriculum by placing children right where their learning is. That's the number one goal, is to make sure that your children are learning, and so you don't move on if they haven't grasped the concept. You stop, pause, and you make sure that you grasp that before you move on. The RVA will work with your child's needs and will provide the support and the attention that your child not only needs but deserves.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the 8th. 6, 7, 8 due up for Rib Lake as they try and find a couple runs here. Brett Paul, 115 pitches to get through 7. Austin Edwards, 130 to get through 8. Both are still chucking. As we wait for the umpires to get ready. Joe Frombach is ready to go. He is 0 for 3. Did reach on an error his last time up. Paul into his Y in the first pitch. Fouled back, strike 1. Josh Turner taking the opportunity to wander out after taking that one off the mask. Paul into his wind and the pitch. Catches the high inside corner, 0-2. Brett Paul. The kick, the pitch. Little chopper out in front of the plate. It's going to be a tough play. The throw hits the runner. Then it hits our opening. So tying run at second for Luke Blomberg. Low outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Blomberg 0 for 3. The kick, the pitch. Off the inside, 1-1. Sets. The kick, the pitch. Low for a ball, 2-1. Brett Paul looks back at second. The pitch. That's going to be hit in the air. Right field, this one might be trouble. The catch is made. And Fraumbach not able to tag. First out of the inning. One down, and that'll bring Scott Heckman to the plate. Looks back at second. Paul the pitch. That one's going to be sliced. Right field. This is going to be trouble. The catch is made. Fraumbach again unable to tag. Two down. And that'll bring Andrew Mann to the plate, 0 for 3. This is not Andrew Mann. This is John Dahlman. Batting here. Paul steps off. Paul. The pitch. Off the inside. Ball one. Sets. The pitch. High and off the outside, 2-0. Sets. The pitch. Calls that one a strike, 2-1. Sets. The pitch. Way out in front. 2-2. Be Davies, Hansen, Mitaka in the bottom of the eighth. Paul. The kick. The pitch. That's going to be hit on the ground. That's going to pounce away. Fraumbach's going to turn. He's going to try and score. The throw is wide, and we are tied. John Dahlman's going to take second. The throw down there is late. And time called as we're going to get a runner for pinch runner for John Dahlman. That will be Andrew Mann checking back in. So runner at second, tie ball game. Austin Yuan, 0 for 3. And we're going to swap out third base coaches as well. And they are going to walk Austin Yuan. So 2 on, setting up the force play, and they will pitch to Levi Yuan. 1 for 3. Off the inside for a ball, 1-0. Sets. The pitch. Low and off the outside for a ball, 2-0. Sets. The pitch. Off the inside again, 3-0. Sets. The kick, the pitch. Ball 4. Bases loaded again. 2 outs. And that's going to bring everybody together. I think this is, don't know if this is it for Brett Paul or not. They're going to talk about it. Big spot here if you are both teams really. 2-2 ball game, bases loaded. Paul is going to stay in. So you got Andrew Mann at third, Austin Yuan at second, Levi Yuan at first. Austin Edwards trying to get himself in a position to get the win. Paul taking his time. Sets. The pitch. High for a ball. 1-0. Come set. The pitch. Low and off the outside for a ball, 2-0. We've crossed 2 hours in this one. Steve Vakutic, Sports on Focus. Taking you through the final innings of this one. Brett Paul, the pitch. High for a ball, 3-0. Got away, run to the plate, he got him! Tried to score on that, couldn't quite get the run in, but Rib Lake ties it 2-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Edwards, that will be Davis, Hansen, Mataka due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Winter Insurance of Northern Wisconsin is your qualified, experienced team for custom insurance packages for your vehicle, your home, and your family. At Clinner Insurance, protecting your family is our top priority.
Clinner Insurance.
Edwards back out. He will go into his wind in the pitch. That's going to be sliced foul and out of play. Strike one. Caught the zone for a strike, 0-2. Caught the outside corner, strike three looking, first out of the inning. And that'll bring Gage Hansen to the plate. No, it's not Gage Hansen. Number 10, Peyton Gillis. No, it's not Peyton Gillis because he's already in the lineup. David Heckert. No, David Heckert's not here. I'm not sure who he is. Camp. Little chopper up the line foul. He's wearing 10. We'll look at the photo of their lineup card again. Oh, it is David Hecker. The wind, the pitch. Off the outside for a ball. 1-2. The pitch. Misses. 2-2. That one's going to be hit on the line. That's going to get through a base hit. One out single. And that'll bring Jacob Mataka to the plate. Sets. The pitch. Low for a ball, gets past. Heckert will go to second. Edwards will come set. The kick, the pitch. Drops that one in for a strike, 1-1. Edwards looks back at second. The kick, the pitch. Chopped. Foul. 1-2. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. Just misses the inside corner. 2-2. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. Fouled back. 2-2. Edwards. The pitch. Off the outside. Full count. It's 146 pitches now for Austin Edwards. The kick, the pitch. Very late call, strike 3. Two down. And that'll bring Peyton Gillis to the plate. The pitch. Low for a ball. Well blocked by Steve Mann. 1-0. Rib Lake will have Edwards, Mann, Kniesny in the top of the 9th. The kick, the pitch. Popped up. Giving chase. Can't quite pull it down. One and one. Edwards. Time called. Sets. The kick. The pitch. Fouled back. 1-2. Sets. The pitch. Runner's going to hold. Two and two. Edwards, the kick, the pitch. Stays up high, full count. Gavin Fuchs waiting on deck. Sets, the kick, the pitch. Popped up on the infield. Catch is made, and that'll end the inning. Tie game as we go to the 9th. Edwards, Mann, Kniesny due up when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Better begins with the way we see each other. Better begins with the way we treat each other. Better begins with the way we care for each other. Better begins at Aspirus Health, bringing out the better in all of us.
Austin Edwards is hit by a pitch to lead off the inning from our new pitcher. Gavin Fuchs will take over on the mound. Give you the line on Brett Paul. He goes 8. 2 runs, 1 earned. 5 hits, 6 walks, one of those intentional, 6 strikeouts. So leading run on base for Steve Mann. Fuchs, first pitch. Off the outside for a ball, 1-0. High and tight for a ball, 2-0. It'll be the top of the order in the bottom of the 9th for Medford. Low ball 3. Edwards not advancing. Fuchs looks in. He'll come set. The pitch. Ball 4. 2 on for Bryant Kniesny. 0 for 4 today. Fuchs. The pitch. That one's going to be hit in the air. Center field. This is might be trouble. Catch is made. Runner will tag. So productive out. So first and third now. 1 out for Joe Frombach. 0 for 4. Has reached on a couple errors. Fuchs looks back at first. Low for a ball. 1-0. Low for a ball again, 2-0. Infield is in. Fuchs sets. The pitch. Off the outside, 3-0. Luke Blomberg waiting on deck. Sets. The pitch. Shows bunt, takes the ball off the inside. Bases loaded, 1 out for Luke Blomberg. Infield now up on the grass. Be shooting home. Anything hit on the ground. Austin Edwards with some decent speed at third. The pitch. Sliced. Foul. Strike 1. Fuchs will come set. The pitch. That's going to be hit on a line. This one is trouble. That one's going to get down. 1 run across. Steve Mann digging. He's going to have to hold at third, but Rib Lake has the lead. And Scott Heckman will come to the plate now. 1 for 4. Don't know if you'll be tagging with Steve Mann at third. Have to be pretty deep. Sets. The pitch. High for a ball. 1-0. Sets. The pitch. Low for a ball. 2-0. Sets. The pitch. Low 3-0. We approach 10 o'clock here in Medford. This has been a long one, 2:24 time of game so far. Fuchs will come set. The pitch. Right down Broadway for a strike, 3-1. The pitch. Off the outside, ball 4. And that'll walk in a run, 4-2. And Andrew Mann will bat for himself this time. And that's going to be it for Gavin Fuchs. Going to get a pitching change as Roy Stinson's going to come in and try and hold this lead. We're going to step aside. We'll be back in just a moment right here on Sports on Focus.
I absolutely feel that Tiger Lily is getting a great education with RVA. She is challenged and she's not bored. She enjoys her classwork.
I love the teachers. The teachers are the best part. My teachers are very friendly and they're easy to reach out to when I need help with an assignment. The teachers are always there when you need help.
What I love about RVA is the flexibility first, but second is that Tiger Lily is so happy with this school, with her teachers, and with what she's learning. It's awesome.
So Roy Stinson will take over on the mound. And will face Andrew Mann. Sets. The pitch. Low for a ball, 1-0. Stinson. The pitch. Just misses the inside corner, 2-0. The pitch. In the zone for a strike, 2-1. Pickoff play, and that's going to be thrown away. Run's going to come around. So stays 2-1. Now they also lose the force play at home. Still only one out in the inning. Chopper on the ground. Second toss. Does score another run. Productive out for Andrew Mann. Six, 2, and that'll bring us back top of the order. And Austin Yuan, 0 for 3 with a walk. 2 walks, actually. Stinson, the pitch. Low and off the outside for a ball, 1-0. Misses the inside corner for a ball, 2-0. Low inside, popping away, not far enough. Scott Heckman stays at third. Stinson, the pitch. Called strike, 3-1. Ball 4. First and third for Levi Yuan. 1 for 3, doubled his first time up. He's also walked twice. And Yuan picked off. The run will score. Yuan still in the rundown. Ball pops away, and he will be safe. He's going to turn. They got nobody covering third. Austin Yuan is going to end up at third. 7-2. Medford a little casual getting the ball back. Austin Yuan just turns. I think he meant to get in the rundown to try and get one more run and ends up getting the run and ending up at third. So Levi Yuan, who hasn't seen a pitch yet, now with an RBI opportunity. The pitch. Off the inside for a ball, 1-0. And he gets some grief from the dugout. And now they're going to tell Kinesi to loosen up. Cross for a strike, 1-1. Misses. 2-1. Pitch. Little chopper on the ground. That will be smothered. Call him out for leaving the baseline. Levi Yuan. That will end the inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. It will be top of the order for the Moondogs when we come back right here on Sports on Focus.
Do you know that nearly 3/4 of teens feel uncertain about their personal finances, yet a whopping 73% have expressed a strong desire to learn more? At MSCCU, we're thrilled to announce our new partnership with Greenlight, a financial tool designed for kids and teens. Give your kids the confidence they need for a secure financial future. Enroll them in the Greenlight platform for free today. Enjoy features like parental controls, engaging educational tools, and a safe space for learning about saving, spending, and earning money. Empower your child with financial wisdom. Sign up for a free Greenlight account today.
New pitcher for Rib Lake, that is Bryant Kniesny. Give you the line on Austin Edwards. He goes 8, gives up 2 runs. Neither of them earned. 7 hits, 2 walks, 16 strikeouts. So nice outing there. And now Bryant Kniesny will try and close this one down. And the worst part is, it is not a save opportunity for him. So Kniesny will try and get the final 3 outs. Throw down to second as Gavin Fuchs will dig in. Kniesny, who works from the stretch all the time. Kicking the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Fuchs swinging out of his shoes. 0-1. Kniesny looks at second. The pitch. Just misses the outside corner. 1-1. Off the outside, 2-1. As we have crossed 10 o'clock here in Medford. Steve Ocknick, Sports on Focus, as that one is going to just miss the outside corner, 3-1. The kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Full count. The kick, the pitch. Drops that one on the inside corner. Strike 3, looking first out of the inning. And that'll bring Josh Turner to the plate. Somebody is very excited for Mr. Kniesny. Sets. Doesn't need to set, but sets anyway. The pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Kniesny. The pitch, just a touch low. 1-1. Yeah, we talked about Edwards' outing. The one thing we didn't talk about was the 151 pitches it took. Well, it's not the most I've seen. Saw a lefty throw 212 in a 14-inning WBA playoff game up in Merrill a few years ago. I can't remember his name. He was from Jim Falls. Paints the outside corner, strike 2. Yeah, he went out there. He pitched all 14 innings. Asked him the next day. He said he couldn't even feel his arm. The kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the inning. Went with the high heat, and that'll bring Trent Clem to the plate. 1 for 4 today. Kniesny will come set. First pitch. Fouled back, and that's just going to tip out of the over the fence. And a nice catch by a fan down there, I hear. Couldn't see it myself. Sets. The pitch. Off the outside. 1-1. The pitch. In the zone for a strike. 1-2. The Moondogs down to their final strike. Sets. The kick, the pitch. Fouled back, got up to the high fastball, stays 1-2. Look in. Kniesny will come set. The kick, the pitch. Popped, foul. Just behind the dugout. And the massive kids will go chase that one down. Oh. An equipment violation. Use the hat. That's a base. Saw that pop up in the College World Series. The kid on a ball that popped away had his mask off, used the mask to touch the ball. That one misses the inside corner, 2-2. Sets. The pitch. Off the outside, full count. Kniesny. The pitch. High for a ball. Inning continues. Base runner on for, this will be number 17, J.D. Wishowski. I believe it's the last name. Handwriting was a little tough to read on the scorecard. The kick, the pitch. Off the inside, that's going to get away. Clem is going to go to 2. Kniesny. Time called. Steve Mann's gonna come out and just make sure on the signs. Kniesny will come set. The kick, the pitch. High for a ball, 2-0. Sets. The pitch. In the zone for a strike, 2-1. Kniesny will come set. The kick, the pitch. Stays up high, 3-1. Sets the kick, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. For the second time now, the Moondogs down to their final strike. Kniesny sets the kick, the pitch. Did he go? They're not going to appeal. They're going to say he didn't. 2-on for Roy Stinson. 0 for 3 with a walk. Kniesny the kick, the pitch. Fouled right up the line, and an error from the first base coach. Right in the hands. Oh and 1. Sets. The kick, the pitch. On the outside corner, 0 and 2. Third time we got the final strike. Knienzy's gotten the first 2. It's been this third strike that's been difficult. The kick, the pitch. Fouled back. So he gets a piece of it. Knienzy sets. The kick, the pitch. Off the inside, 1 and 2. Long look in from Knienzy. He'll come set. The kick, the pitch. Out in front, strike 3, and that will do it. Rib Lake comes from behind, gets the win, 7-2. We're going to go through the stats here real quick. Starting with the Medford Moondogs. Gavin Fuchs, 1 for 5 with a single and a run scored. Josh Turner, 1 for 4 with a single and RBI. He was also hit by a pitch. Trent Clem, 1 for 4 with a single and a walk. Brett Paul, 1 for 4 with a single. Roy Stinson, 0 for 4 with a walk and an RBI. Austin Davies, 1 for 4 with a single. Gage Hansen, 0 for 3. Jacob Mataka, 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Peyton Gillis, 0 for 4 with 8 run scored. Pitching, Brett Paul got the start. He went 8, gave up 2 runs, 1 earned, 5 hits, 6 walks, 1 of those intentional, 6 strikeouts. Gavin Fuchs went the next third of an inning, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, 1 hit, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Roy Stinson went the final 2/3 of an inning, did not give up a run, did give up 8 walk. On the other side, for the Rib Lake Osprey, Austin Yuan, 0 for 3 with a run scored. He walked 3 times. Levi Yuan, 1 for 4 with a double, 2 walks. Austin Edwards, 2 for 4, 2 singles, an RBI, a run scored. He was also hit by a pitch. Steve Mann, 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. He walked 3 times. Bryant Knienzy, 0 for 5. Joe Frombach, 0 for 4 with 2 runs scored. He walked once. Luke Blomberg, 1 for 5 with a single, an RBI, and a run scored. Scott Heckman, 1 for 4 with a single, an RBI, and a run scored. He walked once. Andrew Mann, 0 for 4. John Dahlman, 0 for 1. Pitching, we talked about the gem from Austin Edwards. We'll go through it again. 8 innings, 151 pitches, 2 runs, none earned, 7 hits, 2 walks, 16 strikeouts. Bryant Knienzy goes the final inning, does not give up a run. No hits, 2 walks, and he struck out the side. Final numbers for both teams. Rib Lake, 7 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors. They left 13 on base. Medford, 2 runs on 7 hits, 5 errors. They left 12 on base. 2 hours, 44 minutes the time of game. That'll wrap things up for us here tonight. Heat permitting, we will be on the air tomorrow from Roiger Stadium up in Whittlesea. The Whittlesea Reds playing a doubleheader, 2 sevens against the Minocqua Wood Ducks, who beat Abbotsford today. So that first game of that doubleheader starts at 1. Keep an eye on our social medias for details on if we're able to get that one in. Want to thank everyone for joining us here tonight. I'm Steve Ockenick, Sports on Focus. Enjoy the rest of the evening. We will most likely see you